Peace of mind to those left behind. It's Rhyme and Reason 695.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're...
Hey there, Tony here. And I'm going to talk about music from the 70s because I like a lot of that music from the 70s. Call me crazy, call me old, whatever you want. And I was a big fan of a very popular duo from the 70s. Maybe you've heard of them, Loggins and Messina. Of course, that's Kenny Loggins and Jimmy Messina. And when my brother and I started actually getting paid to play music, Loggins and Messina songs were a really big part of our repertoire. They released a double album of their live performances, and that collection was called On Stage. Yeah, go figure. And one section of the fourth side, because there were two albums in there, and say each had a side. Yeah, they don't do that on CDs and they don't do that in streaming, but they did it on albums. So one section of the fourth side was called Trilogy because it contained three songs. Hey, I think there's a clue in there somewhere. It had three songs that the band tied together with some really cool instrumentation. I recommend you listen to it if you ever get a chance. Go to On Stage. There's several places in there where they, several songs or several areas of the albums where they do a lot of jamming that is just great. They're one of the best jam bands ever, and that's no exaggeration. I don't know, maybe as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, the third song of that trilogy was called Peace of Mind. And here's what made me think of peace of mind and made me want to share this. As I was writing all of this and putting it together, Elgeline and I were in Kansas to visit some siblings and nieces and nephews and other extended family members. And we were all gathering together to remember my mom, who went to live in heaven back in February. I've been thinking about how much of a blessing it is to have that peace of mind, knowing where Mom is and knowing I'll see her again one day. And yeah, it's a blessing, in spite of how old-fashioned that might sound to a lot of younger people who've grown up in godless households and schools. It's a blessing, and it's a true thing. It's a real thing. I don't care how much you've learned to the contrary. God is real, and there is a forever, and we're all going to go somewhere one of these days that ain't here on planet Earth. In some ways, I guess you could say there's a lot of people going to some place that might be here in planet Earth, but that's another story. I don't know how many times I've seen people talk about death of a loved one, and they'll say, well, she or he, they're in a better place now. But, I don't know, then a hint of doubt, might flash across their face because, people who don't really know, they're not really sure that that's true. And so they'll say it because that's what they hear, and that's what's said all over. But sadly, for too many, probably most, they're not in a better place. In fact, they're in the worst possible place. Yeah, and it'll be for the maximum amount of time, which, by the way, is time without end. And they're not going to have an ounce of peace forever. Speaking of peace, here's a song I want to share with you, and I'll be right back.
Judge me, I need to be judged. Correct me whenever I'm wrong. Save me from thinking my thoughts. I've lived in them way too long. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I have to hear. Give me a voice of wisdom. Thank you for taking my
to peace is knowing your Creator, trusting in your Creator, and believing in the promise that He gave that said, if you do trust in Him, you're going to live forever. You're going to live forever, not exist in a state of death forever, and a state of existence where you know who you are, but you don't have life. You're just a miserable spirit throughout eternity, or a miserable soul, I guess is a better way to put it. I don't want that. I don't want any part of it. And I know my mom isn't one of those people who's going to be there either. I know she's already been enjoying her new home in heaven for over a couple of months now. And like I said, that knowledge provides a peace of mind for me that surpasses all earthly understanding. And as I mentioned in the song, it's brought to me and you by the Prince of Peace. He is the one true way to peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode that I hope brings you peace of mind, or at least gives you the idea that you want to go find that peace of mind. And you can find it as easily as you can breathe and speak and talk to God. Okay, thank you. This is Tony from TonyFunderburk.com, reminding you that life has rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life.